Greetings, welcome back. This is Queen Elle of QueenElle79. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me this evening. As the title states, this is one of 4 videos with regard to astrology for the month of September of 2020. So, as I did for July, I decided to divide my videos among the 4 elements, being earth, fire, air, and water. So this video will be with regard to earth. And if you are curious about my headscarf, let me just pull it down a little bit. If you're curious about my headscarf, please feel free. I will link the video up above. Please feel free to check out my video on my decision to wear a headscarf in public. So because these upcoming videos are the first videos where you will see me wearing my headscarves consistently, I will link this video that I created a few moments ago, and then, I would like to think that the novelty would wear off and we can move on from there. So, as the title states, like I just said, we will discuss for the earth signs what you can expect for September 2020. Now, I would like to just welcome you if you're new to my channel. My videos are mostly all about astrology, and I like to use tarot cards as my divination tool to add an extra layer of insight from the spirit guides and the ancestral realm with regard to the message that I provide regarding astrology and things that you can expect, somewhat of a forecast of energy that can be expected, or things that you may encounter with due to the planetary transits that are coming up. Now, forgive me for not doing videos for the month of August. I was dealing with some personal matters, and I am back in effect. So I'm so glad to be here. And I'm just, again, like I said, I'm glad that you have joined me today. So let's dive in. Like I said, this will be for the earth signs. And as I always have my planner with all of my notes and everything. So just to keep me on track. And also, as you see, we are outside today. I just wanted to take advantage of the sunlight is kind of dwindling, but I definitely wanted to take advantage of just being outside and one with nature. And so you'll hear the noises of the crickets and other insects. You'll see flies flying around me. You might see me swatting a few of them away from my face. You'll hear cars in the distance. Just a lot going on, just the natural sounds outside. So I'm trying to project my voice, so I hope the sound quality is there. So let's dive in. Like I said, please keep in mind for the month of September, it's a very strong month for energy to be felt, and also the HVAC unit. So you'll hear that as well. Okay, so it's really strong for the earth and the fire signs. There's a lot of planetary transits taking place in signs that are mostly earth and fire signs, mainly the earth signs. And it's very apropos because, the month of September, we are going from Virgo into Libra, the end of September. So Virgo being an earth sign, so it definitely makes sense. So again, let's dive in. Now, for the 2nd of September, we have a full moon in Pisces, and Pisces is a water sign. However, just know that universally, this is a time, and if you've seen any of my full moon videos, I'll link one above. The full moon energy, it's all about tapping into that hidden energy, any of your hidden talents, any secrets that you may have, any things that you would like skeletons in the closet that need to be let out, that need to be revealed, dreams that need to be brought into fruition. So this is a time, especially with the full moon being in Pisces, where dreams will come to light. Pisces being a water sign and being the imaginative ones of the zodiac, being the dreamers of the zodiac. With this full moon being in Pisces, it is definitely no time like the present for those dreams to be brought to light. So keep that in mind. Then, and I'll move along kind of quickly. If you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to put them in the comment section below, and I will answer them ASAP. Just because I'm going over the whole month. So, and it's a 30-day month, but there are things happening almost every day. So I did just want to cover the whole month, okay? So September 3rd, we have Saturn in Capricorn, quincunx, true node in Gemini. So true node, that's all about your karma. If you are interested in a video specific to True Node and what that means, True Node and South Node, they're two aspects of your birth or natal astrological chart. Please feel free to drop a comment in the comment box and let me know, and I can do a video on that. So otherwise, definitely use your search engine to learn more about True Node. But it's about karmic relationships, a karmic area of your life, okay? A lot of times it has to do with some things from your past lives, but it's a karmic type of energy. So this time, True Node is in Gemini, and True Node in Gemini, it is it's some self-serving energy. It definitely is, and with Saturn being in Capricorn, that's all about your communication, but there's a conflict there. The quincunx energy, and I did a video, so if you scroll through and check out some of my older videos, I did a video on what quincunx means with regard to another planetary transit, but it's a mildly adverse, like conflicting type of energy. So it could be a bit powerful, but it's not as negative as what people thought in the past. So there will be some type of conflicting issue between how you communicate and also possessing some self-serving energy. So definitely watch out for that, because as we move forward into the 5th of September, Uranus in Taurus is semi-square true node in Gemini. So there's that true node in Gemini again. And like I said, that's that self-serving energy. Um, and the self-serving energy, it's not necessarily like being selfish. It is about, it could be feeling the need to look out for yourself, maybe because you're used to not doing that. And so now you're making a choice, a conscientious effort to do that. But just know that your communication can be in direct conflict with that. So just be conscientious of that. Like I said, you don't have to necessarily tell people your moves. You don't need to tell people, oh, I'm going to, and believe me, I am guilty of this as well. I am someone who will start typing a text and then retract before I hit send. And so a lot of times we want whoever the energy might be a result of, or the reason, who you feel is the reason for you making certain choices or changes in how you move. It's easy to want to let them know, make a point of letting them know, for the record, I'm going to start doing this from this point on. But that that doesn't usually bode well. Either someone will have something slick to say in response to that, so then now you feel compelled to do that tit for tat, or it just doesn't hit like maybe you intended it to. And you can't control how someone reacts to you or how they respond to you. You can only control your own actions and your own way of responding to others. So this semi-square energy, so square is a direct conflict. Semi-square is somewhat of a conflict, but it's definitely conflicting. So Uranus and Taurus, it's again, that's that communication. However, it's conflicting with some constructive energy. Okay, and so the constructive energy is that Uranus and Taurus. It can be constructive. That's that Taurus energy. It makes it constructive. However, there's a conflict there again with your communication. So with this piggybacking off of that self-serving energy causing a conflict with your communication. You just really got to watch the words that you use. Just be more thoughtful when you communicate with others so that you don't, you can't take back what you say. And something that my mother has always said, I'm not sure where the quote originally came from, but she would always say silence can never be misquoted, and it really can't. Now when you say something, someone, you can't control how someone can, um, how it will resonate with that person. Your intent may be one thing, and the way that they receive it can be a completely different way. You just never know. So it's definitely, um, it's key to just be mindful of the words that you use and how you say what you have to say. Okay, just be more thoughtful of that. Also on the 5th we have, and I'm just looking down because I sat my planner down. So also on the 5th we have Mercury entering Libra. Okay, so as you know, like the planets, they keep on moving. They have their own orbits that they move on. So Mercury enters Libra. So this is all about being discerning and pragmatic in your decision making. So practicing some discernment. And that's because when Mercury enters Libra, there are some decisions to be made, and Libra's all about balance. So you have to find that balance there. But make sure in your dealings with others, because Mercury is all about, it's all about communication with others, like our dealings with other people. So it's important to know that when you're dealing with other people, to just use some of that discernment. Just, use some intuition, and just make sure you find the balance. You can be direct and firm without being aggressive. You can give some constructive feedback without, it's a fine line between constructive feedback and criticism, and some of it has to do with how the person receives it, but a lot of it has to do with the way that you deliver the message, okay? So just be mindful. Again, this is coming off of me talking about the communication having some sort of conflict. So just be mindful of all of that. So then also on the 5th, Pallas goes direct. So I mentioned Pallas in an older video, and Pallas is one of the asteroids. It's a really small, seemingly small planet, but it's actually an asteroid. Pallas goes direct in Capricorn on the 5th. And Pallas is one of the many planets and astrological bodies that was in retrograde or has been in retrograde. So it goes direct on the 5th. That means wisdom and leadership. So Pallas is all about wisdom, and Pallas in Capricorn is specific to your leadership abilities. So practice that wisdom in your leadership abilities. And starting the 5th, when you're, like I said, talking about that pragmatic decision making, so make sure that you stand tall as the leader that you are, and practice some wisdom, use your discernment, and just, again, like I said, be conscientious, okay? So moving on to the 6th. So now the 6th, Venus enters Leo. And like I said, when we mentioned Mercury, so the planets, they're all on their own orbits, their own transits, and they move through all of the zodiac signs because they're constellations. So now Venus enters Leo, and it's all about passion and love. You know that Leo is a fire sign, and there's that fiery, passionate energy. And so Venus being all about love and what we enjoy, there's that passion and love. So embody that passion and love. And this is whether or not you're in a loving relationship. It can be like love from a friendship, love for your family, or it can be a romantic type of love. But exude some passion. And by passion, passion does not have to always be a physical thing. Passion can be just embracing and owning, and embodying, showing how much you love your loved ones and how much you care for them. Be passionate about that. You can be passionate about business ventures as well. A lot of times, for those of us who are business owners, our business is our baby, and that's a love that we have, our love for our children. Just be passionate about that love you have. Now, on the 9th, we have Mars retrograde in Aries. So here we go with another retrograde, right? So Mars retrograde in Aries is taking place from September 9th all the way through November 13th. So Mars goes into retrograde um, for a couple of months every 2 years. The last time Mars was in retrograde was in 2018. So here we are, September 9th through November 13th. And it's all about confusion. So Mars retrograde, things kind of are in an influx, and just for lack of a better term, like discombobulated. Mars retrograde is usually specific to our body. It's usually specific to our chakras not being aligned properly, and our body kind of being off kilter with regard to the connection to our mind and our spirit. And so it's important to strive to, and seek that alignment, the proper alignment. And so, yeah, I was just looking down at my notes, but that's exactly what I had written down. So it's all about aligning your chakras. I will do a video on the chakra hand gestures. There are several hand gestures that you can do that I have incorporated into my meditative practices. And then also, just there are different foods that you can incorporate or avoid in order to keep your chakras aligned. There are, and that's a lot of Ayurvedic practices. Pardon me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but it's also about doing the work. I'm sorry, I just saw a car back there, but just doing the work. So there's let's see, there is, there's yoga, there's, meditation, there is, there are different, sacred circles that people are a part of, sister circles, prayer circles, drum circles. There are African dance groups. Anyway, there are just a lot of different practices that you can be a part of, and you can just do the work on your own. I am, I've always said I'm a loner, and I hate to say that. So, not just a loner, because I feel like the term loner has a negative connotation. I'm someone who typically likes and prefers to just study alone. I do connect with others online, and so I enjoy doing that. But, we all have a personal journey. We all do. I would definitely say to connect with your ancestors and connect with the ancestral realm, connect with your spirit guides. But it is a personal journey. So it's about this, during this retrograde, it will be a strong need to keep your body in tune with your mind and your spirit. Okay. So definitely a lot of things we do on the outside, but definitely do some work within as well. Okay. Now, so that's on the 9th. Next, on the 10th, we have the quarter moon in Gemini. So the first quarter moon, like the new moon, well, let me back up. We have the full moon, and then the first quarter moon is after the full moon. The first quarter moon is all about um, taking those hidden things that you decided to work on and unleash and uncover from the full moon practices, taking the time to actually put in the work that's necessary. Because you don't just, I'm not sure if you're familiar with doing some type of full moon practice, but you don't just do some type of work for the full moon and then you're done until the next full moon, or you're done until the new moon. You just focus on full moon and new moon. You can do things throughout the full moon cycle just to kind of stoke the flames and just to, keep the fire going, so to speak. So the first quarter moon, it's all about, just doing some of the extra work, okay? So we have, with the quarter moon being in Gemini, there's some more Gemini energy, and you'll see that throughout the month. Use discernment with fresh starts. So the things that you're wanting to work on in your life, the aspects of your life that you're wanting to put some work into, use some discernment there. Don't be so quick to like just jump into I know I linked the video above on my decision to wear a headscarf. So you'll notice me just kind of, as I get used to it, just kind of playing around with it. I just wanted to do, this is like complete sidebar, but I just wanted to do like a little like loose type of wrap today, just because, I'm just feeling really extra like relaxed and comfortable with you all. So anyway, use discernment though with those fresh starts. So don't, it's great to just go gung ho, like, you know what, I'm gonna do this thing. I've, decided to release some of my hidden qualms, my hidden issues, things that I feel I needed to work on and I hadn't worked on. But while you're releasing those things, do not, excuse me, while you're releasing those things, do not completely reject or disown or turn away from all that you know. Definitely the things that no longer serve you, you should release them and move forward. But don't be so quick to shun any any other aspects of yourself because you feel like they're not right or there's something wrong. A lot of times, we talk about doing shadow work because a lot of times people feel like, now that I'm all love and light, anything that I feel is a dark quality within me, a personality trait, something that I, want to keep hidden that I wish I didn't have going on inside of me. If I just block it out, I've unleashed these great things and put some things behind me, but now those other things that are less desirable to me, I will just sweep those under the rug. Don't do that. So, with regard to fresh starts, um, that's a part of you. Any part of you that you don't like or you feel needs more work on, that you don't want maybe the world to know about, don't, that's still a part of you. So don't just completely cut that off. There's work to be done there, and we can talk about doing that work as well. So just use some discernment there, okay? And next we have, where am I? Okay, on the 12th. I'm going to move forward because I am being long winded and I'm looking at the time, okay? So the 12th, I'm considering this a power day. So just to go back, when I mentioned on the 5th that Pallas was direct in Capricorn, I'm considering that a power day because of the wisdom and leadership and how important and powerful that is. Next power day is the 12th. Jupiter goes direct in Capricorn. So Jupiter is another one of our planets that has been in retrograde. So it's going direct, and it's all about your ambition and your luck in business, okay? So the 12th, that's a good day, okay, with regard to business decisions, and that I'm calling a power day on the 12th. And interestingly enough, it's exactly a week after the 5th, okay? So then the 17th, new moon in Virgo. So new moon, we've gone through full moon, the first quarter, now we're in, and actually, I believe I'm mistaken. I believe that was the last quarter, and now there's new moon. So new moon, it's in Virgo, and that's appropriate because these days are Virgo days for the sun sign of Virgo. So this time is all about being intellectual and embodying that grounded energy, and there's finding a balance there in that grounded energy. So for those of you who, being an earth sign, it's all about just being true to yourself. Don't be so rigid in your, thought process because you know that like this is all about you, this new moon in Virgo, I have to admit. So, you're very highly intellectual and you do have that grounded energy. You're an earth sign. However, you've been known, earth signs, to be so rigid and so unmovable, even being a mutable sign. So, like Virgo in particular is a mutable sign. However, Virgos are also known for being kind of, I don't want to say stick in the mud because my honey is a Virgo, but being just so kind of stuck and rigid in your ways that while you're movable, you're open to change within yourself, but not necessarily open to change that is you feel is imposed on you or that someone is trying to provoke you to do. Okay, so make sure that with this new moon that you know do some searching within yourself. It's okay to, it's not, that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Don't be that old dog. okay? Learn something new. And it's great to be grounded and, you know, in your ways and your standards. However, with regard to exploring new opportunities, definitely put some thought into that, okay? So then we have the 20th. Juno enters Scorpio. Juno is another one of those smaller astrological bodies. And Juno entering Scorpio, which is a water sign, it's all about using discernment again, but this time in love. Using discernment in love. And Juno is about that possessive type of energy, that possessive type of love. So use some discernment in there because Juno being in Scorpio, and Scorpio being a water sign, we can be kind of, I'm a water sign for my sun sign, we can be kind of flighty when it comes to some of our decisions. So use some discernment and love and guard your heart against that possessiveness in your life. So I'm not sure if it's a love relationship or a familiar relationship, and there's someone who's being possessive or controlling, but just protect your heart and use some discernment as far as what you will and won't, you know, allow yourself to be swayed into doing, okay? Next, we have the 22nd. The sun enters Libra, and I see I'm losing some light. So I'm going to keep going because I still have a little brightness behind me, okay? So sun enters Libra. So Libra, again, is all about balance. And this is with regard to partnership and a need for approval or love. I don't see this really impacting you too much, earth signs. So, you know, it's just something to be aware of, but this won't really affect you as much. Now, the quarter moon in Capricorn, all about discipline again. Um, so as you're creating like new rules for yourself and new steps that you're going to take with regard to embodying that grounded energy, earth signs, make sure that you practice some discipline, which you have no problem with discipline there, okay? Then on the 25th, we have Saturn, which is still in retrograde. Saturn in Capricorn, quintile, Chiron in Aries, and Chiron is in retrograde as well. So if you're not familiar with Chiron, Chiron is known as the wounded healer, the wounded healer. And Chiron in Aries is the wounded healer, but it's about taking more action and healing those past wounds, okay? And Saturn in Capricorn is all about communication. The quintile relationship is a relationship where you're, you know, working with each other, but be careful because with both of these planetary bodies being in retrograde, there may be some sort of conflict there or a slight blockage. So watch out for that. But definitely use communication. You all are great communicators, earth signs. So use your communication. But again, be a bit flexible in your dealings with others, okay? So now we have the 27th. We have Ceres retrograde again, enters Aquarius. So now it's time to be cautious in your spending habits, okay? And again, earth signs, you all are very, very disciplined. So it's won't be that hard for you to do that. But if something comes up, like something to splurge on or a major purchase, just be a bit cautious there, okay? Now also on the 27th, we have Mercury entering Scorpio. Now, this is some soul searching energy, okay? Mercury entering Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign. So it's about going with the flow. But I know that that sometimes goes against your nature, earth signs. So just do some soul searching, okay? And then we have on the 29th, it's the last planetary transit of September, and Saturn goes direct in Capricorn. So Saturn will not be in retrograde anymore. And this is all about powerful communication, um, going full circle from the beginning of the month, where we had on the 3rd, Saturn, Capricorn, Quincunx, True No, and Gemini. So there was some conflicting self-serving energy with communication there. But at the end of the month, we have powerful communication, okay? So, pardon me. So then we have a power day to end the month, and it's the earth sign. So there we go. So these are all of the transits that we have taking place for the month of September. I would like to pull, let's see, one card from my Modern Witch Tarot deck. I've already shuffled the deck, so I'm just going to do another quick little shuffle and cut. So a card to embody, for you to embody for this month of September, okay, is Knight of Swords. Okay, Knight of Swords. So swords, as you know, is all about intellect, which it's who you are. You all are very intellectual. The Knight of Swords is all about action. So we're going to take action this month, Earth signs. We're going to practice some discernment in our communication with others. We're going to be more conscientious in the way that we communicate with others, and also explore some new opportunities. Make sure that we're aligned, we're keeping our chakras aligned, we're aligning our body with our mind and our spirit. And let's see what type of energy we have. This is my energy oracle deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, please feel free to check out the video. I'll link it above, and it's my unboxing of this deck, okay? Let's see. Okay, so we have the garden and the gate. The garden and the gate. Now, this card in particular, it's about decision making. It's about having some options, and we love having options, right? So you have the choice of keeping yourself bound with some of the things that you have going on, either some of your physical practices or some of your thought processes, either staying in the lane that you're in right now or using the gate to go out to the garden to explore more. And it's like the earth is your oyster right now. We have those power days that I mentioned, and I'll mention those down in the description box as well so you can keep track of those. But this is the time to make some decisions in how you'll move. Like I said, the world's your oyster, and this is the time for you. So you can either move full steam ahead in your current practices, or you can kind of switch it up and explore some new opportunities, okay? So thank you so much, Earth Signs. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for joining me, for sticking with me, for coming back after my brief hiatus, and I truly appreciate it. Ashe, namaste. See you next time.